You are now tuned into Black on Black Prime.
This is episode 4. Episode 4.
We made it. We made it. Season finale.
We made it. But hey, what movie? Oh, this is Stepmother.
The Stepmother, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it was always our plan to do Stepmother. We didn't have no other movie in mind. But before we get into that, we want to give our disclaimer that we're gonna give every movie. Like I said, I don't give a fuck who you are, where you at. If you made a movie and I watched it, congratulations, you made it, my nigga. If we don't like it, if we do like it, it don't matter. You made it in our opinion. You are somebody.
Yeah,
you are special, nigga. Fuck right. Everybody else. Hey, but everybody don't just watch our shit, like our shit, subscribe, smash that like button, like they say in them corny ass videos. You talking to real niggas right now. We real niggas with fathers and kids and shit. We do family things. We the real good type niggas that
the good
show
type
support.
Niggas.
Good type niggas. We don't read books and shit, but we watch movies. So everybody go like, subscribe, follow us, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We on Facebook now. Just made that shit.
Oh shit.
We out here.
We got the whole audience now.
We got everybody hitting us up, showing us love. We appreciate it too.
Oh, absolutely.
But so this movie review for episode 4, we're doing Stepmother, starring Marcus Houston and Eva. God damn it, is her name? I don't want to say her name wrong.
Erica Mena.
Erica Mena. I gotta start writing this shit down. Eva. Sorry, Marcus Houston and Erica Mena. And Erica Mena, it's just a brief recap. Erica Mena is a psychopath that just runs up on widows with their sons. It's always a single father and his son, and she ends up taking over, doing some crazy shit, killing them, taking the house. I ain't finna run down this whole movie. We just gonna talk, not talk shit about it. We just gonna talk about it.
Yeah, we're gonna give this movie a great review. Because that's what it deserves.
Fantastic review. We dive deep.
That nigga said we dive deep. Yeah, man. So starting off with this film for me, I'm just gonna throw this out there. I thought it was overboard in the beginning. It kind of felt like a you ever been to a play?
Yeah.
It kind of felt like a play, like the scene of her torturing the ex, because it was like super dramatic. It didn't seem like it was supposed to be just like a regular movies are kind of like a little more subtle than that.
Yeah.
This one, it came in strong. She was just like, Frank, you gonna rape me in front of my child? And
right.
I'm just like, why talking like that?
It was like immediate recap of what happened to her and why she's killing him. Immediate.
Right. It was just super. Oh man. Random tidbit. There's a Stepmother 2 coming out. I just looked it up on IMDb.
Yeah. So I follow Erica Mena on Instagram, and earlier this year, because I kept hearing stuff, I couldn't watch it, but I kept hearing Stepmother, and she was like, "Oh, thanks to y'all, I'm making a part 2."
Oh wow. Thanks to us. That's what's up. But not shitting on it so quickly. It's not that I'm shitting on the beginning. It just kind of seemed like, I was like, oh man, this shit sound like one of those Medea's plays. You know what I mean? I thought
it is funny that you say that, because I wrote down the broad daylight gasoline and the fire effect.
Yeah.
Which was kind of like, it did look like a play. The house didn't look real. When she walked out, it's broad ass daylight. And she had a gasoline can. She sprinkled maybe a cup full, and then set the house up, and then the fire was blazing, and the whole set, it looked like a play. It looked like the beginning looked like it was gonna be some bullshit. It looked like the movie's about to be some bullshit.
Yeah, I thought she was about to bust out in song.
Something.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. So that the beginning of the movie could have easily been a quick turn off. It'd be like, no, I'm not watching that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But since I'm reviewing it, I'm definitely always gonna watch the movies in full. And I'm glad I did, because it got better as far as production and story. Giving it a chance definitely saved it. Having to review it, because just that beginning part, I'm like, yeah, I'm not watching this over the movie. But the beginning threw me off a little bit.
Yeah, it was definitely misleading. And then on top of that, like I don't know when this movie came out, but I feel like it was the beginning of this year. But
Yeah, it's 2022 for sure.
right, but when you hear the hate through the year, you damn near assume it's terrible if you ain't seen it. So hearing that and then started off the way they started off, you be like, oh man, get this shit. Like it's gonna be some bullshit. But like I would say, like right after that scene, it kind of switched to like it seemed like that scene was maybe an afterthought. Like let's just show her doing some crazy shit in the beginning. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just because the rest of the production is like they spent money, they took time on that. That whole beginning scene with that prop house and then the fire and then the sprinkle of gasoline, it just didn't look right.
Yeah, I think if it would have started off just like, maybe some kind of not super creepy music, but like, some type of score in the background with the
Mm-hmm.
credits, you know what I mean? Like let the movie ease in. Like I don't need to know that this lady is loco right away. Like
Right.
I didn't need that, you know what I mean? Because the whole movie is kind of just sold at that point. You know what I mean? It's just like, okay,
Yeah.
this woman's gonna be crazy. I already know that, and she's meeting these people, so it's like something's gonna happen. Like
Right.
I'd rather be surprised by the something. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like if I would have found out in the movie later on that she was crazy, I think I would have liked that a little bit more.
Right. It would I don't want to say it would have made more sense. It'd have been more of a build up. Like you
Yeah,
said, like once you see her crazy in the beginning, like okay, so she's playing sane. Now we're watching her like, oh, she's playing like she's cool.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? They try to give a reason, but she's playing like she's cool.
yeah. So after that whole situation, you have this birthday party. Was it a birthday party or was it
It was
a
I
graduation
think
or
it was
something
his
like that?
graduation. It was fucking Roger from Sister's graduation. It's funny, like it looked like Marcus Houston and then it looked like Roger. Nigga,
That did look like his son. I was like, is that really his son? He looked like he had a like I don't know, maybe his son was like mixed or something like that, but that's not his son. I looked it up. His name is Justin
Sweat,
Sweat.
right?
Justin Sweat. That's Key Sweat's son.
Is it for real?
No,
Hey,
no.
I knew his last name was Sweat, but I was like, I know this nigga ain't Keith Sweat.
Yeah, no. But he does look like he looked like he could have been an IMX.
He looked like if they redid the group, that
Yeah,
was them.
I think they might do that.
Yeah.
I think that's the future. I do.
Hey, but real quick though, shout out to Marcus Houston because that nigga, a lot of niggas hate on him, but his low budget movies, he be coming through with some shit. Like it, I ain't gonna say they'd be the greatest, but he gets the job done every time.
Yeah,
Him and Chris Stokes.
quality, great camera, all of that. I was just like, okay, like it didn't look like a low budget film, and this is not the first one I've seen. I don't know if you saw Somebody Help Me, like that in that movie. They had Omarion in it though. Um,
Was that the scary movie?
yeah,
Damn, I want to say I saw it.
they
I'm
made
not gonna say I saw it though, but I
they
want to say
made
I saw it.
they made two of them. Not saying that they were like good or anything like that. They just, the quality of them, you can tell that
Mm-hmm.
they definitely spent money on that on production.
Yeah.
As far as the story go, well, I ain't gonna get into that because we might watch that shit. Somebody's
Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it though.
yeah, we might
Because
watch that
I want
shit.
to say I watched it, but I'm not sure, so I ain't gonna say I watched it. But I do be watching a lot of his low budget shit. Like he
Mhm.
becoming, like I said, I even seen a fucking High School Musical type shit he did. That shit was clean.
Okay.
That nigga be coming through.
You know what they should do? They should do a You Got Served musical.
Hey, but what happened there? Hey, that nigga was not serious at all when he said
Like,
that.
make that shit happen. Make that shit like a Broadway show, bro. I'm telling you. Fat Man Scoop. I can just see that shit happening.
Hey, but anyways, but anyway, so you find out Marcus Houston married his wife. He's married to his wife and his son. So that's the scene you get. Like they talking about going to school and Tupac and all of these weird, kind of weird ass exchange. Because I didn't think dude didn't seem like the type of dude that'd be into Tupac or rapping like the son.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some was he was a little more I guess like privileged in that.
Yeah, I wrote that down. I was just like, man, I feel like in the future people are gonna like follow Tupac's steps. Like that's
Pretty
gonna be
much.
that's gonna be a thing for like the younger generation. It's just like, remember what Tupac said. It ain't about not like Malcolm X or Martin Luther, like how we grew up. It's just like, man, you know what Tupac said.
You been doing what I told you to do?
Yes, Mom. I'm writing down all my poems like you told me to.
Okay, you better be. Because
Tupac was a poet first.
Yes.
You know, then they quote him. You know, you remember Tupac went to poetry class too, so you got to go to poetry class.
That shit was weird, like the way they broke it down, because she was saying it like he was Malcolm X. Like, you remember he wrote all his poems? I know, Mom. He went to art school. I'm like, they done broke this nigga down to somebody else.
He also said, "That's why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker." Like, am I rolling with that too, Mom?
He woke up screaming, "Fuck the world!" Like, yeah. You want him to say all of that too? Well, he pretty much did, like, later on, but then so they doing hella dance. They are doing "You Got Served" in the living room, and then she does like a spin and she falls back like Fat Dude from House Party. You think? Like, it was kind of weird how she did. Like, because she was dancing and she hit that spin move and she like collapsed, like when kid was dancing with Fat Cuz in the suit.
Yeah.
They get that spin.
What was dude's name? He was drunk. That nigga said.
Yeah. That's how she fell out. So I kind of didn't want to laugh at it, but just that's what I imagined in my head when she hit that spin and fell on that footstool. Yeah. And then you get the son, like, then you find out, I guess this is that boy's first movie, because that crying was terrible when they like.
Then nigga called the girl, "Can somebody come? Hurry up, my mom!" Shit. Oh shit. I mean, I gotta give it to her, because if somebody told me I'm an actor, they're like, "Yo, we need you to cry on the phone." Yeah. I'd be like, "Hello, Mom." Oh man.
That shit was a little weird, but so they fast forward. Do you see them? I don't know why they moved, because they had a nice ass house, but they moved with Otis. That's Marcus Houston's brother, Otis from Temptations. They moved. I guess he buys the house for him. Right. That nigga just showed up like, yeah, this look cool. Like, nigga, did you see it before you bought it, or?
Yeah, I thought that was his house, or they were like his like realtors or something like that, because they were talking about, the deal he got and all of that.
Yeah. So Otis' wife is a realtor.
Okay.
But the way he pulled up, he was just like, "Oh, this is nice." I'm like, "Nigga, so he just bought a house for you, or you?"
I guess it wasn't important, I was rolling when one of the movers picked up the box. He was just like, "Hey,
oh my god, hey, I wrote that shit down." I wrote that shit down.
Like, nigga, I don't know about that. Like, that got nothing to do with me, bro.
They would have to fire him, because I'm like, "Nigga, fuck you in this box, nigga. I'm here to do a job. Fuck with you."
Fuck you in your mama's box, my nigga. Like, I'll drop this shit. You don't say fragile on it
at all. I don't give a fuck, nigga. I don't know who mama is, nigga. You come get this motherfucker. Why you watching me pick it up? Fuck you.
That nigga had a whole attitude, and then a girl walked by and he forgot about his dead mom right away. I'm just like, boy. Nigga bang on a mover, and then he see a fine girl, he like
immediately.
Hey.
Hey, he damn near say, "Hey man, take this in the house."
He was like, "Take my dead mom."
He damn near passed the box off.
I would have dropped the box.
Fuck that nigga in that box. I'd have dropped it when he ran up. Because that nigga walked up flexing like, "Hey, man, you ain't supposed to be touching that." Like, nigga, who you talking to? Nigga, this is a job.
It's like, nigga, y'all ain't paying me this much to be yelled at.
Fuck that box. But I kind of like with my notes, I didn't feel a reason to take notes for the build up. Like, you see Marcus Houston working at the bowling alley, all of this shit. And they kind of jump into him meeting what's her name, and then her moving in. Like, this shit kind of happened fast. Well, not before she moved in. He the son shows up early, and they're kicking it on the couch. This shit made me mad. That nigga walked in like who the fuck? Like, yeah, you get out. I'd have stood up like, "Nigga, go to school. Who the fuck you talking like?" Nigga, this is my motherfucking nigga, this is my house. You can go to school. Fuck you.
I think that's the difference between movies and reality, because none of that shit would ever happen. You know what I mean?
Ever.
Especially, I buy my son. I don't give a fuck if I bought my son a car that wasn't working yet. But if I give you a car and he's just like, he with his girlfriend, that's when he finally his dad meets his like girl he talking to from next door. He's just
Chris
like,
Stokes' daughter.
yeah, he was like, yo, look, son, got you a car because you don't have a car. He's just like, Dad, please don't tell me this is my car. I'm like, nigga, you ain't got to drive nothing. Like,
nigga, you grown.
like, nigga, they got Ubers, we got buses, and you don't have to have a car.
Funny thing is, I bought my daughter a car and she didn't want it, so I sold them.
Yeah, I was like, nigga, there's no way that he would be getting that car still. I'm like, oh, you okay? Cool. You don't want it? Cool. I'll take it back. Save me some money. You and that bitch can still walk.
Yeah. But it was crazy because this nigga was grown. Like he's a grown man living in this house, talking about what he ain't gonna do and what he don't want and who can be here. Nigga, go to school.
He got
Get
opinions.
the fuck.
He got all the opinions.
Get the fuck out. That nigga's like, why you couldn't be a car like yours? He's like, nigga, because I got a job. Get the fuck.
Exactly. Nigga, like, you want to work at the bowling alley? You can.
Like, but they said he invested, right? He had money. The bowling alley was just like something to do.
He invested in like a Bitcoin or something like that.
Yeah, so the bowling alley was just something to do.
Right.
Which was crazy. So it was like what's her name? It seemed like she only wanted rich type dudes. Like later on, you see she would have do with all that money. But she met him at the bowling alley. She didn't know he had shit, but she still like liked him. So it was like, I don't know how she's doing these random selections.
Yeah, that was a question that I was gonna ask him. Like, did she didn't like handpick him? She just ran into him.
That's what it seemed like, but in his position, it was like she handpicked because it's like she only go for the single dads with sons.
Yeah, so it's just like you got money from the wife's death or something. Maybe I don't know.
No, he said he was investing. He said he had investments.
Yeah. I'm talking about like just the story that they had about her picking widowed fathers with sons. So it's just like if you're a widowed father, I mean, you got some money. Because I mean, not because she might have not known about the Bitcoin thing, but she might have just assumed that you got money from your wife's death.
Right. And then it makes me think she picked him because she was like, yeah, I had an interview, but then you find out later she ain't trying to get no job, but she was like, I got an interview next door, and he was like, no, she was like, I got an interview at some. It obviously
it was like Mel's Diner or something like that.
Yeah, you're obviously in the bowling alley, so it was like she kind of. It seemed like she selected him.
It's possible. They didn't make it known that she did. She kind of just was like, picked a new city and found this dude. Like,
not even that though. Not even picked a new city because then you find out she got a whole another nigga she's trying to marry there too.
Yeah, that's true. So she had
two
niggas in one city. I don't know how that worked because that part of the story came out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Like she's spending all this time every day with his family, but she got another family that she's gonna get. Like, how do you? First of all, I've been engaged before, so I spent most of my time with my fiance, to where I couldn't just be somewhere all month.
Yeah,
it's just like she was living somewhere else.
Yeah, she damn sure couldn't be somewhere the whole month while I'm at the house with my son. Like,
it's like where you going? It's like, okay, you only go see your other boyfriend when your other man travels,
and he didn't even travel that much. Okay, so that shit was weird because like she knew the other son enough for him to call her mom.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You got to see him frequently. You know what I mean? It can't be something like, oh, she's been gone for a month.
Right, because she had a whole closet with her shit in it. Like it was just the whole setup, like she's been here for a while.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know how they pulled that. I don't know what why she picked this person or why she was trying to date two niggas at one time. I don't know. But but technically, like, she was married to both of them, or about to get married.
About to. But I think so it made it seem like her plan was to kill him and then marry dude. But then they say she has split personalities, which still don't work because when you have split personalities, the other one's not supposed to know what the other one's doing.
Yeah, that's true. And then she never really brought, because she's always talking about Jason. You know what I mean? She was calling old boy her dead son's name. So yeah, she was wild.
She was like picturing them too. But I think that's where the medicine was supposed to play a part.
Oh yeah, because she kept saying that in the beginning she didn't have her medicine or she couldn't, she get her prescription
Right.
filled or whatnot. So yeah, she had started having episodes. But yeah, moving on. How is the I don't know, it just seems like there's a running theme throughout all of these movies that we watch. Is like every girl is the one, like right away. It's like this niggas
Oh
be
yeah,
like,
immediately.
yo, she the one. Like 6 months later, she the one. I was like, did that ever?
Immediately.
I was like, does that ever happen in real life? It's just like you just know. Like I'm sure it does, but it just seems like in movies, it's just like she's the one
no,
and married right away.
I mean, no, that's how it happens.
Just like that.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't happen.
I mean, you knew you was in love when you met your wife.
No, not right away.
No.
That nigga said, say it for the podcast. Nigga said, yeah, she did. Like, no. Like I knew that I knew that I liked this person for sure, and I wanted to, grow something, but like right away they'd be like, I know, you know what I mean? And she's the one, like right away. But I mean, I guess, for the movie's sake, you gotta push the relationship.
No, for real life. Like, when that shit click. Like sometimes it click when you don't want it to. So it's like it ain't far fetched, and especially when they be like 6 months later. Like
6 months is a long time. It just
that's
seems
a long ass time.
Yeah, it just seems like a quick. It just seems quick in movies, of course, because they gotta, of course, shorten up the day. You don't see them dating. You don't see them talking on the phone. But he did say at one point he was like, "Man, we talk on the phone every day like we kids."
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But if all that time, right? That's 6 months. She didn't have no episodes. You didn't see no crazy shit.
She had the medicine.
Because once she moved in, she slamming tables. She banging on. She at the dinner table. It was just like, yeah, we going to New York for for our honeymoon and some shit like that. He was just like, well, we didn't talk about that. She was just like, we going to New York. I'm like, that right there is an application for divorce, man. I would have been like, yo, I like you.
No, the reaction, especially in front of my son, was she was like, "How about we think about sleeping on the couch? I'm like, how about we think about watching your fucking mouth? Who are you talking to?" In front of my son.
Get this lawyer right quick. We can get this shit reversed right quick.
How about you go get that application to Mel's Diner and learn who the fuck you talking to? Like, you ain't not at my dinner table in front of my son. You're not gonna know, nigga. And he's just looking and smiling like, nigga, this is what you signed up for. I told you to tell the bitch to get out a long time ago.
Yeah, just imagine like your pops getting talked to like that while you at the dinner table. I'll be like, Dad?
I'll be like, nigga, I don't know him, so
because she ain't gonna be talking to me like that. So I don't know what you plan on doing. But the son was eating it though, because like at that point, if I would have realized my dad was gonna take that kind of disrespect, I was like, all right, Dad, I'm about to head out. You know what I mean? I'm about to go ahead and start my life and give me a job, because the son was lazy as fuck. That nigga gonna do nothing.
Nothing.
I'd have got a job and moved to something.
But he had a whole college exception. Like he could have went to college.
He wanted to be Tupac.
And it didn't make sense either, because when Marcus Houston moved and he was talking to Otis, and nigga was like, he could have went to college, but he I don't know nigga name. I just know him as Otis. But that nigga was like, he was like, yeah, he could have went to college, but he stayed behind to help me. I'm like, what the fuck is he helping you with? He ain't doing shit around there but eating and talking shit.
That nigga got
that's all he doing.
A whole attitude all the time.
That's it.
About everything.
That's it. About every motherfucking thing. Like, nigga, you don't run shit around here. Fuck that handshake. Get your shit and move the fuck out, nigga.
This nigga Marcus Houston always got a handshake with somebody in every movie. It's like, that's a part in the contract. Like, we gotta have a handshake, my nigga. You gotta do this shit, nigga. I'm about to write this in. But
she did have an episode when they was playing Twister. That was strike two. I'm like, get the fuck out.
Yeah, that was weird, because it's like, that's why I was saying, I was like, okay, you're saying that she wasn't taking her meds, that's why she was cool the whole time, because in that part of time that passed up, it's like none of these things like came out. Like,
so she was okay. So you remember when I want to say it was when she first moved in. She was on the phone like telling the doctor like, I need my medication.
Yeah, that was early.
So it was like she was. Yeah, she was on it. It looked like she was trying to stretch out her last of it so she can get more.
Yeah.
So that's when the medication started wearing off. That's when she started having her flashes.
Right, because she was cool, and then she would not be. You know what I mean? Then she started
Yeah.
thinking about her ex and her son and all that. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was a what was that? The scene where I don't know if I'm going too far or whatever in the movie, but when her husband, the new husband or whatever, like they were on their way somewhere. Is that going too far? When they were on
That's
their
too
way?
far.
Too far, okay.
I wanted to talk about when the son found the pills. And nigga read the bottom was like, I knew it. Like, nigga, you knew what, nigga? The fuck is you talking about? You don't know what that word mean. That nigga read it. That nigga shook it up and read it like,
That nigga said,
I knew it.
Tortellazina's a zine.
Yeah.
I knew it. I got it. It's like, nigga, what?
I caught her ass. And then right after that, so I wrote down his girlfriend don't believe shit.
Yeah.
She don't believe a goddamn. That nigga was like, she's crazy. She did this. She was like, well. He was like, what about these? She got these crazy pills. She could be holding them for somebody. Like, you don't believe shit.
Yeah. At first I thought she was a part of all of it. I was like, she got to be like a part of it. Like maybe her long lost daughter. I don't know. Whatever it was. I just felt like I felt like it was going to be a twist in the movie with the girlfriend.
It seemed like it because it was like everything he said. She was just like, nah. Like nah, maybe she just, maybe, I don't know. Maybe she don't like niggas on top of her. He's like, yeah, she flipped out about the trip. Nah, maybe she don't like going to that city. Maybe she wanted to, like, you give her hella leeway and you don't fucking know her.
And she killed old mechanic like super randomly. Like that scene came out of nowhere. It was like the Mexican dude went to the house and was just like, yeah, the killer looks like your girl or whatever. And he walks away from the house. He walks away from the house and looks and shakes his head like literally the next scene, that nigga's laying in blood. Like, I'm like, all right.
He wasn't dead though. That nigga was breathing like a motherfucker. Yeah. But they was like, yeah, the car fell on him. Like,
I'm just like, how she just made that shit happen? Huh? All right, cool. That's what's up.
The girlfriend showed with the donuts again. She happened to be the only one on the scene. It was like the cast was only that. Like there was he didn't have, well, they said he didn't have nobody. But it was just weird that she showed up with the son. Yeah. And then they didn't tie shit to the stepmom.
It just happened out of nowhere. And I'm just like, how does she, well, I mean, I guess she, like, him saying that, him even having any kind of thoughts about her maybe being the killer is like, okay, but that don't mean that you just killing them. Like, cause like what happened after that? Like he just had a thought. He went on about his business. Did she kill him? Did she kill him that next day?
It seemed like, or that night, because it was daytime when he was telling them.
Yeah. But I was just like, all right, well, this is how this shit is gonna go. Like she just gonna off. I knew he was gone as soon as he had thoughts about it.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, she's
because like, she looked at him at the house like, oh, this nigga here. Like, oh, you gone.
I'm just like, all right, you found me out. What's that one meme? Just you figured me out.
But that nigga wasn't dead. But then so going to the scene you was talking about when she was riding with the random, she's meeting the rich husband. She calls him from the house phone.
Yeah.
A lot of this shit was, so I don't know why you would call him from the house phone, why you would do it in the house with the son upstairs.
Yeah.
A lot of that shit didn't make no it didn't really. And then with the son searching for her hella loud, I think I found something. She's in the house with you. Like it was a lot of shit that you would think if this nigga knew what that stabilizer medicine was, you would think he's smart enough to know, like, let me not do this shit around her.
Right. Let me go to you, go to your girlfriend's house and then look
at her house.
You know what I mean? This nigga's like following her and shit like that. I was like, okay, like she know everything else because she cleared that nigga's Google searches.
Which was, hey, that nigga acted like, okay, so she cleared the searches. That nigga act like all the information was gone. Like, nigga, if you don't Google it again, that nigga said she cleared my searches.
I don't remember. She didn't clear my porno off my shit. But, yeah, like he following her, he going into the house. I'm just like, okay. I was laughing because, like, first I got to go back to the house right quick. Like they already been on the road for a minute. They on their way somewhere. So he's just like, all right, cool. They spin back around. And, you know, of course, you know, the kids in there are searching for shit at that point.
Wait. Important point. Because when the son came downstairs, when she was like, he called the son downstairs, I was like, look at little Brian come downstairs. This nigga was at home by himself?
He was. He looked like he was like probably 9. You know what's funny? That little boy, he was a good actor.
He was. Hey,
yes.
he definitely was.
Yes. You see when he looked at him and she thought he heard something, he said.
That nigga's like, back to the game.
Yeah, I was just like, that little boy good. Good. He's good.
But I was like, because I'm tripping the whole time when because they broke in. I'm like, so he there by himself playing video games? Like they was like, fuck you, we going out.
Yeah. And you
big ass house like that, no nanny, no babysitter, nothing.
Nothing. And whoever this new husband was, nigga, he was with her because she was fine. That was it. Because he did anything. That was it. Anything she said. It doesn't matter. It's just like, hey, my stomach hurt. Let's go. Hey, I left my purse at the house. Let's go. I would have been hot, nigga. Day would have been over. I would have been just like, listen, I ain't going back to the house. Like you go on wherever we go. I've been on the road too long. Like, I ain't seen you in a month. She been with your other husband. Like, you know what I mean? You're gonna need to get this shit together. But you know, hey, I guess.
Like I said, it seemed like that was a part. Like it seemed like when it was writing it, they was like, oh, it'd be cool if we did this.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it kind of, I don't know. It was out of place. That whole segment was out of place. Like I said, yeah, with the rich husband, and then leaving the son at home. Like, I don't know.
I don't think they needed that. I don't even think they needed her to date anybody else. You know, like I don't think that played a part for me other than them finding out about her. You know what I mean? They found her name in the I guess her name was Elizabeth or whatever she had, like, her prescription there. So that they saw her name, like, yes, like we found the clue or whatever. But they didn't need to bring a whole husband in because he played no like part to make me okay, this makes sense in the movie for her to be having another husband, because it don't make no sense for her to have another husband
at all. It doesn't.
Where was the time? Like, where did the time? How did this work?
You got to show where that transition happened. Like, you got to. I don't know. Like, it's like you said, it's the whole leaving for a month shit. Like, she was literally spending months with this nigga with Marcus Houston.
Yeah.
There's no way he's like, oh yeah, we're in love, we're about to get married over here, and your son is calling her mom. That all of that shit don't add up.
Right. So it made me think, I was like, this could have been how the story could have ended. Like, now you got a new family. You know what I mean?
Right, after you killed Marcus Houston. Like,
right, yeah.
That would have made more sense. But I think just them discovering who she was and then dealing with that would have been better off. Like, we didn't need the extra. Or let it really play into her thinking she has split personalities, because they didn't really play into that. It was like she was playing a role over there, but knew, because when she got the phone call, she kind of listened to it and she hung it up. So it's like, you knew you was married to this nigga already.
Yeah, for sure. So
it wasn't it wasn't a split personality. It's you playing two different roles, but why?
Yeah, and why are you taking it out on other people? That was another thing. I was like, we didn't do this to you. I don't know what you did. You know what I mean? Like, were you crazy? You had the Frank, the husband that she killed. You know what I mean? The one that raped. It's like, were you crazy then too? And this has always been your thing, or he made you have split personalities now, because you got know the trauma of being assaulted. Now she got to take medicine, or she'll have these split personalities. You know what I mean?
Right.
That could have been it. I don't know.
And then so the medication was under her real name, right? Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense, because she was on Unsolved Mystery. So the world is looking for you, basically. You can't have a prescription somewhere.
Yeah. She had all of the documents for I don't know if she even had documents at all, but how do you get anything if you just got a bunch of aliases? You know what I mean?
You gotta have a paper trail. There's no way there's no way they like, oh yeah, so you've been taking these? Okay, we're gonna give you some more. It don't work like that.
Right. Yeah, but I thought it was funny that she kept hitting everybody in the head. That shit was funny as hell. I mean, every time I saw somebody get hit, I was like, yo, she is going off. She knocked the old girl down the steps or something. What did
she had hands though.
What did she hit her with? It was just some cinder block just came out of nowhere. And she down the steps. I'm like, yeah, all right. And then she hit the girl. not Marcus Houston's son's girlfriend, and then she hit old boy. I'm just like, yo, she's giving you concussions out here.
she had hands. She was beating everybody.
Man, I swear.
Hey, but when it was tied up, I'm rolling because I'm thinking about so they was tied up, like, you know, you tie around the arm part.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you don't last drag it out that motherfucking nigga, I'm like,
you don't shimmy up out that
you better last drag it.
Nigga said last drag it up out of there.
Remember the brother was like, nigga.
Exactly. Like, Marcus, you better do you guys serve, moved out of that rope, nigga. Nah, but that whole, you know, going to the ending of the movie of her, you know, going through her like little split personalities at that point was like weird because I was laughing at Marcus Houston because he comes in like he lets her hit him in the head with this glass. Like, you know something wrong, and she just edging over to the glass, and he's just like, "Baby, what's wrong? You're not acting like yourself." Like, as soon as she would have been talking like crazy to me, like, I would have like, okay, I'm about to fire on her because she about to hit me with the glass. Like, that's just, it just seemed like it was coming.
She called him Frank like 3 times. I'm like, nigga, that's red signs. Like, what do you? Why the fuck you keep calling me? Who the fuck is Frank?
Right. Did he even know who Frank was? I mean, she told him that she had like trauma with her old boyfriend, but she never said his name.
I think she. It seemed like she did because the way he was acting, like, I'm not Frank. Like, he wasn't like, who the fuck is Frank? He was like, I'm not Frank.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's like, why you keep backing up? Like, why you got that wig on? What the fuck going on? Like, what the fuck you doing?
Right.
What you doing?
Yeah, it all just seemed like a little bit too like I would have came in the house. I would have walked right back out. I'm like, all right, well, you can have a house. You wildin'. Like, this is your third time coming at me like this. And Marcus Houston is like, they called his phone, so nobody left. I think old girl left a message like, yo, I got something to tell you about Elizabeth. Like, he didn't take the messages when he got off the plane?
Nope. But so good. So the whole the Scoot thing, so it was like his name was misspelled on the cake. That's what the running joke was.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I guess. I guess that was a key part of the film.
Oh, what bothered me when they were in the house, so in the rich dude house, and they were hiding. It's like, wait till she leave and then run out. They was bothering me because they would move around. Like, she coming there to get her purse to leave. It was like they move around, and then they move to where the son's room is. Now, he's a good actor, but he a dumbass kid. There's no way your peripherals don't see 2 motherfuckers standing there.
Right. Yeah, that's true. And there's no way it shit her periphery because you walk right past them.
Right past her.
Yeah, I would have seen. I'd have been like, hold on, man, let me back up. I know I saw something. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think they could have probably just stayed in the room, maybe hid in the closet somewhere that she wasn't gonna go. Until you heard the car drive off. But,
or don't go in there at all, because his reason for shit, and his girlfriend kept saying it, like, why are we doing this? Like, the confirmation was when you seen her with the nigga. What are you going in there for?
Yeah, I'm about to tell my dad. At this point, I was like, hey, as soon as my dad get home, I'm telling him, like, that's it.
Right. But they didn't have cell phones.
He wanted to be the Scooby-Doo detective.
Yeah, they didn't have cell phones though. Through the movie, everybody's using a house phone in this mother.
Yeah, it might have been like one of those movies that were what was that? Well, they didn't make it seem like it. It could have been like this movie was like best in like the 90s or something like that. You know, when nobody had phones like that. But no, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. Not at all.
Definitely 2020s.
2020. They had my nigga. What's the dancer dude name? I wanted to see him hit at least one move in this motherfucker. He was just a cousin.
Are you talking about Keita?
Yeah.
I'm
like, nigga, he hit one move, my nigga. Like, I just he could have came in the living room when they was doing the dance. Like, oh, nigga, y'all don't know shit, nigga.
Nigga had all the facial hair and shit. I was like, damn. I was like, I thought that nigga was like 10 years old. Yeah, grown man.
Yeah, nigga, grown ass man. I wanted one dance move out that nigga though. they didn't use him.
So when I was another part of the movie that really stood out when he finally got the son finally got hold of Erica Menen and was choking slamming her like on the ground.
Yeah, he was slamming the shit out of her head.
Leave my father alone. I was like, all right, man, for sure. You know what I mean? I hope she's not dead right here. I hope this wasn't the thing that killed her, because I would have been like, hey, all right, cool. So y'all couldn't have did this earlier when she was slapping the shit out of y'all?
She had hands for everybody. she had hands for everybody in this movie. She was strong as fuck.
She was.
And then she got stabbed in the back, right? And then he started slamming her head. Like
Yeah.
she got stabbed in the back and was able to get up still.
Yeah, she was Terminator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then that's when they get the letter on the porch. Again, the reason why, just for the sequel, I guess, because it was just like, see you again. I'm going to see you again, Frank. And it's like, why are you still calling this nigga Frank? And then, are you going back to your other husband?
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to end that quick, because it was really quick. It was like, okay, I think they did like a month later after, old girl got stabbed.
Yeah, it was like 2 months. It said like 2 months later.
Right. And then, this note magically shows up, and now she's coming back. I thought she died in that scene. But I mean, I guess they didn't show her die, but she got stabbed in the back of the stomach.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking now, okay, she out. But
she got stabbed in the back and her head got slammed on the ground. Like, she should have been done.
Right. I feel like in those movies, you gotta I'd rather know that the person is okay, if the person is still alive, then make it seem like, maybe they got wheeled out of, you know what I mean? Like, they put them on a stretcher and it's just like they still living. So it's a possibility that, you know what I mean, she can still be alive. I'm thinking she dead. So when that part comes on, it's like, hey, I'll see you again. And it just ended. It just, the credits roll. I'm just like,
I feel you. It's like show, because it was like the scene ended. You don't see no cops. Nobody show up.
no.
The scene ended. They just chilling 2 months later. Like, hey man, oh brother, let's do this handshake again. Oh, happy birthday, Scoot. Get it. They messed up the cake. Now we doing it on purpose. Right. But then it's like the letter's just on the porch.
Yeah.
The girlfriend never go home. She's still there. It was like I don't know.
I'm not figuring out why she ain't in jail. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, she's a murderer.
That's what I'm saying.
She killed a lot of people. That's all I gotta say. So you got caught. Why a month later you just out free sending niggas notes?
Yeah. So it's like it's like we want to know what happened. We want to know if the cop showed up. We want to know what did you just drag her outside and leave her? Because there's no way if she's still alive, you're not just chilling. I don't give a fuck who you are.
Right.
I'm not chilling. I'm moving out of this house. I'm gone. Like, I'm not staying here.
Yeah, she's just free.
She's just out there.
Yeah.
She's running the streets.
Well, she got out and she was able to get away with murder. And she did probably 2 weeks in jail.
Go warn the other nigga. Go warn them. Like, you got to do something, nigga. I think that was his brother's wife who got killed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, nigga, we ain't more than that. What the fuck? Like, we just moved on with life. The mechanic dead. Everybody just, nigga, we just chilling.
So he moved on. Well, I mean, his wife died, and after 3 years passed by, or 2 years, they said.
For him?
I think it was 1 year passed by.
1 year. It was 1 year.
So 1 year passed by. He was already in the street.
Yeah.
Like, shit, I'm lonely. You know what I mean? Fuck my wife. This girl the one.
That nigga saw them big ass status out that motherfucking shirt. Like, it's time to move on. So.
It's like, about to marry her, man. She the one. But yeah. So with this movie, man, the writing wasn't bad.
Nah.
I didn't dislike the writing. I felt like I was like, when you felt like you know what's gonna happen. You know, I mean, like I kind of felt like that.
It was kind of obvious.
Yeah, I was looking for a twist in there somewhere, and they had already gave away who the killer was throughout the whole movie. It's like we as the audience we're in on the ending.
Right. It's supposed to be a mystery, but there was no mystery.
Right. So writing, it was cool. I'm not gonna take a right away from that. So it's like and the production was good. I like that. The story.
The story is where that writer's dropping off for me.
Yeah,
only because
the writing is like the dialogue, you know what I mean? Like how they put it together, and it's like, but the actual plot.
Right.
Yeah. Nah.
Nah.
That was, I mean, it wasn't bad. It was just, it was extra predictable, and I don't know if we needed it.
it was predictable, but you could see where they tried to make it unpredictable. Where they tried to surprise you with something, and it just didn't hit like that because it didn't fit into what was going on. It was like they had it seemed like they had ideas and started piecing shit together instead of just sticking to the. If they would have don't have that opening scene, let the story play out, fuck that other husband, let the story play out to the end, that would have been perfect. But for the fact they put that shit in the beginning, for the fact they added the whole other dude and the son, that kind of fucked up the storyline. Like and then the ending, like you don't know what. So they kill her or not? The only way we know they didn't kill her is because she showed this note. But you gotta explain how she left. Yeah. Like how did she get out of there? You have to explain that.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to like when I think about writing versus story or whatever, it's just like, okay, like there was the writing was decent because I felt like the characters, I guess, were believable, and they didn't seem like there was some overacting in it, but I mean, I guess that's a different rating for the acting. So I don't know. The writing still, to me, I wasn't like just totally thrown off by it. The story just wasn't. I felt like they could have, just like you said, taken out a few things to make the story better. So do I take away that for the story?
So I don't. So the thing is, I don't think they needed to take anything out. I think they didn't need to put that shit in, because I swear that shit had to be an afterthought. Like all of the beginning scene and the scene with the other dude, that had to be like the movie's over, but we needed more.
Right. So
because that's what it felt like.
Let me nutshell, because I feel like I'm thinking too much about it. So I was like,
writing.
I definitely give it a right. Acting.
This is where you always go the hardest on things.
It's hard because it's like, man, it's just like, I know they're doing better than me. I can't act. I'm gonna give it 3 rights, because I'm taking away the story right. So right.
That's what hey, that nigga gave into it this time. So I'm pretty much the same with it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, right. Nigga, that's yeah. I'm pretty much the same with it. Nigga, like the story, only because I felt like they added them pieces to make it more interesting, and it kind of takes you out of it because now we're thinking about why.
Yeah.
Leave that shit out. We didn't need to see her fake burn down the house. We didn't even need that. Give us the flashbacks of Frank like you did, but don't show her killing Frank in the beginning. We don't need that.
Yeah, didn't need it.
And then the other husband, we didn't need that. At the end, give us the typical, the cop showed up after everything is done. We would have accepted that.
Yeah.
Short.
I took a letter from jail. Like, she sent me a letter
from jail. Or no, not even that. Just show her getting rolled off in the ambulance, and then you get the letter like, oh fuck, how'd she get out the ambulance? Let us think like that. Don't be like, how'd she get out this house, nigga? Because she was dead. Like she was dead.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I didn't dislike it I was, it was entertaining. I think because of the quality. Yeah. Quality sells
a lot.
You know what I mean? So the fact that it was a good production, like this was like a shitty production and shitty, like, camera and all, I probably wouldn't have been able to get through the film. But the fact that
I wouldn't say that because the story was still, because the story still wasn't bad. So the production definitely helped, but it wasn't. It didn't take away from the story. It didn't take away from the writing of it.
No, you know what I mean? Like it didn't take away from the writing, but it made it more like
digestible.
I was able to like watch without being like, damn, like I'm watching this for the review. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have any replay value though, but it was enough to keep me like entertained for that hour and a half. Like I didn't, I could have, I didn't have to just turn it off. Like, I was like, I'm gonna watch this movie in pieces because I can't do it all together. Like it was enough, and I think that was because of the quality of the movie, in my opinion. Because there's movies with good stories that you don't get to see that it's a good story because you don't make it to that point because you're over the quality. You know what I mean? I didn't get to the end.
I'm trying to think if there's ever been a movie like that where the quality took me out. But the quality of production took me out. there may be one movie I've ever seen like that, one low budget movie where the quality was just fucking ridiculous. Where I watched it all, but it's more so when it's that bad, you watch it for the entertainment of laughing at it. Like, look at this nigga. This nigga just fell in the chair and sat on the ground. Like when you start seeing shit like that, then it's like, oh, okay, now this shit is hilarious.
Yeah.
It's like you seen Black Dynamite, right? Where they got the all the shit happening on purpose.
That's supposed to be like that, right?
Yeah. So when you see that in a real movie, it's like now you focus on the bullshit. You don't care about the story no more. Like, look at this shit. Look at the nigga standing in the scene.
The mic hanging from the top.
Yeah.
The boom mic. You just like, all right, this is it.
Damn, I forgot about it. I gotta add that to my list.
Because some of the movies that I've seen in the past, like that are like bad quality with a good story or whatever, like the quality is still like just the camera's bad, right? But they got good, they got good angles, and the the director of photography, like you can tell like somebody in there knows what they're doing. The camera's just not the best camera. Like I'm not gonna take away because your camera's not great. It's just like when your camera's not good, it's just like bad transitions and all of that. It's like
one thing could be bad, but the rest gotta work.
Yeah, right.
If your camera bad, the rest of the shit gotta come through.
Right, exactly. So that's pretty much my review. You got anything else to say about this film, and do we have anything for the next film to give them?
We don't yet, and I think I'm gonna stop announcing them because the last time we announced it didn't really work out right. And I'm all with like moonwalking out of that shit. Like, we don't have to do this. So if we see one like, oh, let's check this out. If it's to the point like, nigga, I can't make it through, I'm with being like, fuck this, we don't have to.
Yeah.
Because we ain't here to just shit on movies. If we don't like it, if we can't find something to talk about, we just won't talk about it. Instead of coming on here like, oh, this is terrible, this is bad, fuck him. I don't want to do all of that. It's like you want to, even if you didn't like it, if you made it through it and we got something to talk about, then I'd rather do it that way.
Right. I don't feel like we should have on this movie. Giving it 3 rights is pretty damn good.
No, because it was a cool movie. Like I said, it's more so so the social media don't like certain people. So it's like they can't do no right regardless. People was like, this movie is terrible, but I think it's because it was Eric Amena. And it was because it was Marcus. Yeah, it's like the hate from that. It's like don't hate it if it's good, it's good. Like it's you know what I mean? Don't try to fit in like, oh, you seen her in there. Oh, I ain't watching that shit. Like, why? Nigga, just watch the shit. You know what I mean?
I'd watch part 2.
I'm gonna watch, and we gonna watch part. We probably review part 2.
Review it, yeah. So I mean, that's but anyway, like, share, and subscribe this. Follow
Instagram,
us on
Instagram, TikTok, Facebook.
We're gonna be dropping all kind of different content there, and Spotify.
Yeah, everything is black on black crime. So everywhere you search, there shouldn't be nobody else out there with this shit. Absolutely. And if it is, run that fade. If you stealing shit, run that fade. Peace out.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube and Spotify and follow us on IG and TikTok.